Welcome back. I thought I would show you how to use a set of calipers or verniers. These are Benson verniers made in Bradford. They were my dad's and got passed down to me, so I still use them quite regularly. Although I will be getting some digital ones at some point, but I do still like to use these, but they are quite easy to misread, so digital ones do make life a bit easier. Anyway, I would view it as an essential skill for any craftsman to know how to read these. Essentially, the way these ones work, you can take a measurement either between these 2 points, between the chamfered edge side, or between the flat edge points from there to there, or you can also do an inner measurement of the size of the inside of something between that point there and that point there. And basically, if you're taking an inner measurement, so in other words, let me find an example. So say for example you want to know the inside diameter of this washer, then you do that by popping it on the inside there. Tricky to do without moving the camera. And then you move that to its full extent, and then that's got you the inside diameter measurement. So what you can also do, some of these come with a depth measurement as well. These ones don't. So these ones just do inner, outer flat and outer chamfered. And what you can also do, you can move it to a specific, let's say you want to make something that's exactly 20 millimeters. Well, what you could do is you get it close to 20 mil, lock off this bottom adjuster, and then as long as this adjuster is loose, we've got the bottom one locked, and then we can use this little micro adjuster to move the scale until it's exactly on whatever you want. Can you see how that is moving the bottom set of jaws left and right? So I normally find, let's say you're wanting to measure the diameter of a screw thread. For something like that, for measuring the diameter of the outer part of the thread, these jaws wouldn't really work. Obviously, you can't get the chamfered bit on the widest part of the thread. So for a measurement like that, I would generally use the flat part, move it up, very, very gently touch the calipers on the thing that you're measuring. What I then like to do is just give it a little rotate, not too much. You don't want to be wearing away the jaws of your calipers or anything like that, but it's just enough to check that you have definitely got the proper diameter reading. And the flat side works really well for that. Whereas if I'm wanting to take a measurement of the shank size, so the inner portion of the thread, obviously I can't do that on the flat side because the flat side can't fit in the gap of the thread of the screw. So for that, I have to do it on the chamfered jaws to get it down to that size. And then how to read them, let me show you. So on this, and this is, this is a 10 gauge screw. So let's measure the outer diameter of the screw thread on a 10 gauge screw. And once you've got the measurement, if you want to just make sure that you're not going to knock it out, you can lock that in place with this top adjuster there. So I normally, once I've got the measurement, I like to lock both of these. So let me show you how to read this. The first thing you're going to do is look for where the 0 line on the bottom scale crosses the top scale. And we can see that the 0 line is just before the 5 millimeter mark. So each one of these on the top scale is 1 millimeter. So 0, 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 10 mil there, which is obviously 1 centimeter. So the 0 is just before the 5, so that means it's 4 point something. We don't know what that something is yet, but these calipers are accurate to 0.02 millimeters, so we've got 2 more numbers to find. So the next thing you do is you just look along the bottom scale and look for the point where forget about the numbers, just look for the point where one of these lines perfectly lines up with one of the top lines. So on these, I can see that the 8 one, all of these are miles off, but the 8 is really close. I would say it's this mark just after the 8 is exactly in line with that mark there. So what that tells us is that it's 4.8 something. And because we're onto that second mark, and we're now into the 0.02 of a millimeter remit, the third number has to be a 0.2, because we've got 0.8, 0.82, 0.84, 0.86, 0.88, and then 9. So we know that it's 0.82. So it's crossing the 0 mark at 4 point something. We're just past the 8, so it's 4.8 something. And then it's the 0.02 line that's perfectly in line with a line on the top scale. So 4.82 millimeters. Likewise, if you have done an inner diameter measurement, then all you do is you read off the scale and add on 6 millimeters. Really straightforward. So I'll try it with this. Again, I like to kind of pop it on and then give it a little turn just to make sure that it's just touching and no more. Lock off the wheels, and on this one we have got 2 point something, and then we're crossing the top scale with the bottom scale at the 4, just past the 4. I would say it's a 4.6, 4.2, 4, 6, maybe 4.4. We'll say 4.4. So that means the measurement is 2.44. Add on the 6 mil, so it's 8.44 millimeters. Just to verify that we're not going completely nuts, it's definitely 8 point something. So there you go. Thank you very much for watching. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to hit subscribe. If you use verniers or calipers as part of your job, pop in the comments below any recommendations for some half decent digital ones that don't cost an absolute arm and a leg, because I'm sure everyone reading the comments would find that very useful. And also let us know whereabouts you are in the world so that other people can work out where to get them depending where they are on the planet. Thanks again for watching, and I shall see you next time. Bye.